On our Earth today, contaminants are everywhere. In flora, lakes, and even in the ground itself. Removing these substances seemed like a difficult task, but due to bioremediation, we have made it possible.
2,200 children die every day because of contaminated drinking water. 40% of lakes in North America are too polluted to fish in. Over 80% of items in landfills can be recycled, but they aren't. These are issues concerning the contamination of the planet. With bioremediation, we are able to treat contaminated soil and water, which will not only provide safer environments, but also improve the quality of life everywhere.
Bioremediation utilizes microorganisms to remove contaminants. These microorganisms are usually grown under laboratory conditions and deliberately introduced to contaminated areas. Their purpose is to break down toxic environmental pollutants. There are three different types of bioremediation: biostimulation, bioaugmentation, and natural attenuation.
First type is biostimulation. Biostimulation is essentially accelerating the growth of microorganisms in the earth. By releasing substances that are beneficial to the microorganism, they can grow more rapidly and in turn remove any contaminants in the earth more effectively.
The second type is bioaugmentation. Bioaugmentation is basically targeting specific contaminants with certain microorganisms. These microorganisms are mass-produced and specifically bred to remove those contaminants.
The third type is called natural attenuation. Natural attenuation takes place in water and soil, which are always filled with toxins. Like bioaugmentation, this process uses microorganisms to remove these contaminants, but instead, it is especially designed for underground areas.
However, bioremediation isn't that simple. There are specific conditions that the microorganisms need to have first. The microorganisms can't be weak. They have to be healthy and active to properly remove contaminants. The only way to remove a contaminant is to have the right microorganism. The correct microorganism will dispose of the contaminant, while the wrong one cannot. There are two different types of microorganisms: aerobic and anaerobic. Aerobic microorganisms need oxygen and give out CO2 and H2O. These microorganisms are used in applications such as oil spills. Anaerobic microorganisms, on the other hand, do not require oxygen to function. Instead, they are used to clean up contaminants and solvents containing chlorine.
Like every process, there are both positive and negative aspects to it. Let's start with the negative. After the process is done, it would take years for there to be any change and even longer to fully detoxify the area. This makes it difficult to assess progress. It is a very tedious process, needing a specific microorganism for every contaminant. However, the positive factors far outweigh the negative. Next, we shall be discussing the pros of this process. It is cheap to implement and does not require much energy or resources. There is no damage done to the environment while using bioremediation. It is completely green.
The effects we have on our Earth today are becoming severe. Although we aren't able to completely reverse the damage we've done so far, it is possible to minimize any damage in the future. The only thing that we can do is to strive for the ideal world where we can balance humanity's need for innovation with preserving our environment. Although it is a long and tedious path, we can be certain that using bioremediation is a necessary step along the way.